think the school system's cutting music and art is just sad. You know what I'm saying? I remember my art teachers. I have two pivotal art teachers that like, I remember them and they influenced me a lot. You know what I'm saying? I had a music teacher. I had two art teachers that were very impressionable in my life. First one, I believe, was like 3rd grade, and he really got me into drawing. I can draw pretty well, actually. I just haven't done so in a while, just because it takes as much energy as the music, you know? It's another medium for expression. I wasn't really drawing. Like, he showed me that I could draw. I'll never forget him. I can't remember his name, but it was a tall dude, long hair, 3rd grade, very much a hippie-esque look to him. It was cool. Art was fun. That class was fun. Later on in high school, Miss Wilborn at Hirsch High School, she got me hip to some dope hip hop, showing me the poetry in hip hop, literally printing out lyrics and bringing them to class. You know what I'm saying? She just had me thinking different. She had me thinking about things differently. She was asking me questions that kind of challenged me about the world, about art, about music, about poetry, showing me lyrics and explaining metaphors to me, and that was cool. I tried to hit her up on Facebook, you know what I'm saying, like just to say, yo, Miss Wilborn, like I don't know if you know I'm rapping now, you know what I'm saying, but that's how impressionable she was. Almost 10 years later, I'm trying to reach out just to let you know, like, yo, look what you did for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's definitely like a bit of inception for me getting here, you know what I'm saying? Like, understanding that I could do that with words, and I owe a lot to that, you know what I'm saying? So definitely very impressionable people, and without the art program, that's not even necessarily pertaining to the art, the projects that we were doing in class. That's just an art teacher's perspective that kind of changed the course of the way that I think. And yeah, I wouldn't have access to that if I didn't have that program. So how many people are going to miss out on something like that? Social studies teacher doesn't even have the space to speak to you like that. There's 32 kids in here. We don't have time to like bring up a student at a time and talk to them while everybody else is being creative. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a creative space, you have the opportunity to do that. You can't just break down in pre-cal and do that shit. That shit's important. It's important. It's creative arts. You're removing one of the few spaces for creativity in school at a time when, if you're in school with a music and art program, we're talking about high school and grade school, this is a pivotal time. This is an impressionable time, especially a time where you should be using your creativity and figuring out how to use your creativity along with book smarts, you know what I'm saying, to progress your ideas, to progress your maturity, to progress your creativity, to progress your expression of self, you know what I'm saying, to remove that. It's just kind of like taking creativity out of school. Like, if you don't have music and art, this is just all structured reading and math and science, and you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no time to let your mind like explore. You know what I'm saying? Like, creative outlets are almost limitless with boundaries. You understand what I'm saying? And it gives you the space to explore things in a different way that you can't really do with math. I mean, you can definitely still be very creative with words and writing, but art and music are so necessary, you know what I'm saying? And it's sad. A lot of, especially in Chicago, I have friends, Malcolm London, YCA in general. I know a lot of people who are on the forefront and the front lines of like fighting injustice in the school system. I have a lot of friends who are teachers, you know what I'm saying? And we speak about it, and all of it is sad. Not even just the art side, but the fact that we're closing schools, the fact that some students don't have access to what other students have access just because of where they live, you know what I'm saying? Like, the education system in itself, what we're teaching kids about how the world came to be, you know what I'm saying, about how America came to be. Like, we're not even telling people the whole truth, you know what I'm saying? We're doctoring a history that is not accurate about what really happened, you know what I'm saying? So the education system in itself is all kind of fucked up anyway. You know, I've had to unlearn things that I learned. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn, no, in fact, they slaughtered the Indians. You know what I'm saying? We came here and they slaughtered North American people and took their land. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not presented to you that way. Pocahontas is a kid's movie about how they came over here and found the land. And the reality of the situation is they came over here and murdered a people, erased the people. And that extends through slavery. That extends through every historical things that are being taught in these books, like in your social studies book, and your American literature book. You know what I'm saying? Like, the recounts of what happened and how this world came to be and how America came to be and how America works and how politics work is not the most accurate representation of what's really happening. So people aren't really being educated on the world. And these are our kids. These are our high schoolers. The education in the system in itself, outside of the fact that they're removing creative outlets like music and art, is already fucked up.
The rappers, they just rap. They just say stuff. They just rhyme. They want to be cool. Rappers need role models. They look up to people. They're just people, just like cops. Cops aren't role models.
His albums kind of get frustrating, and I do everything myself, so I personally don't like making albums because I still feel like as an independent artist, albums are just not a good thing to release.
When the bus flipped, everybody was asleep. I was asleep. I thought I was dreaming because you bouncing around in there like you in the cage of a NASCAR.
The girl that doesn't talk about sex sent me the most sexual song ever. And he was like, well, get on it. And I was like, do you know what this is about? And then he's like, well, you're dope. You could do it.